Hi, it's David from Life with Parkinson's. If you're new here, welcome. We hope you'll consider subscribing. And everyone else, thank you for coming back to watch this episode about Parkinson's disease and falls. This video is not about waterfalls, I'm sorry. You'll have to watch Planet Earth for that. This video basically stems from last week's discussion about how I suddenly fell into the toilet in my bathroom and hurt my back, which is on the mend now. Thankfully, it was only a minor injury, but still it's gotten me quite concerned about safety in the bathroom. We will talk about falls from a couple of different points of view, and near the end of the video we will have some tips on how to avoid falls and tips on how to fall properly. So we have a great video ahead of us. Let's get right to it. Do I need to panic? Push the red button! Push the red button! Falling into the toilet was definitely a scary day for me. I mean, come on, when you suddenly go down and you have no idea what's going on, and you suddenly found yourself landed on the toilet, I mean, who wouldn't be scared? I was scared about falling before this, and I thought falls were way off into the future, not just around the next corner. But now, because of this, I am extremely scared of falling, and I feel kind of defenseless and weak to stop it. My blood pressure just dropped out of nowhere, and my bird distracted my concentration, and back and down I went. Apparently, falling backwards is a normal thing for people with Parkinson's. I had totally forgotten about that. That's why the doctor always stands behind you and does that little pull test on your shoulders, just to check your balance. I went back and checked my video history, and my first fall was well over a year ago. But it was a totally different situation. The first fall I had was because I hadn't taken my rescue medication when I should have. And this fall happened just because of Parkinson's symptoms becoming advanced in some sort of way. And now there is no longer any rescue medication available in Canada. So don't get me started on that. I think that's a crime against people with Parkinson's. The second question that comes to mind when I contemplate this whole situation is, why do we fall? Why do people with Parkinson's fall at all? Hey, that rhymes. The American Parkinson Disease Association says that one of the most challenging symptoms of Parkinson's disease that fundamentally affects quality of life is balance impairment that can lead to falls. Falls are one of the major causes of emergency room visits and hospitalizations for people with PD. So finding ways to prevent as many falls as possible is a high priority for people with Parkinson's. To me, that's basically a no-brainer. Like, finding as much on time as possible is my highest priority. One thing I have noticed over time is that I have developed a delayed over-response to, like, losing my balance, getting like a blood pressure drop. Or I'm just standing there and it drops and I just kind of have to like stutter step to catch myself. And that seems to startle my wife and daughter very much, and I am very sorry for that. One item I am very grateful to have is my Pro 3G red light panel, made by Rouge Care Canada, one of our sponsors. And I highly recommend checking out their products because red light therapy has helped me quite a bit with my Parkinson's. There's a link in the description below, and if you use it to purchase one of their products, you will indirectly support Life with Parkinson's, and you can still use any promo code they have at their website. What I wanted to talk about is one of their blog posts about how red light therapy can help with the repair of like a pulled or strained muscle. There is a link in the description below to that blog post as well. For me, using my red light panel twice a day is almost like having a physio appointment in your own home, because red light therapy can greatly help with the repair of your pulled or strained muscles, and at the same time give you all the benefits that it can with helping your Parkinson's disease symptom. And for me, it's much more economical than going to the physio appointment to get use of their equipment at $100 a pop. So there are some financial benefits using it long term that can save money in other ways. Of course, I am not recommending that anyone use it to replace physio or skip being checked out after an injury. I've just found it very useful to help with my golf elbow that I get from muscle strain from sometimes being off for a long time. Getting rehabilitated from falls can be a long, lengthy, and painful process, I have found, from all the messages and comments made by people over time on the channel. I mean, people have talked about being out for like 6 to 9 months, being unable to exercise. That is a big fear for me because I firmly believe if I was out of action for that long, I might just turn into a puddle of bones. And I've only been out of action for like 10 days now, but even from just a 10-day interruption of my normal workout, I've found that my symptoms have kind of reappeared a little bit, especially the dyskinesia. So I'm very eager to be able to get back in the gym and hit that punching bag properly again. Because exercise for me is just as essential as my L-Dopa medication. I have also been told many times that I was fortunate to escape a serious injury in the bathroom. I will take a little bit of luck whenever I can. Okay, last part of the video. My main focus of my Parkinson's treatment plan has developed into one main focus. How can I get more on time? Because when I'm on, that's when I'm at my safest. And when I'm off, that's when I'm the most vulnerable to anything happening. And if I'm causing off time in any way, that's almost like being irresponsible because I'm doing something that I know I shouldn't do. And that's putting myself and my health at risk as well as my family around me. That's why I look into every product, every promotion, every new therapy out there, just to try and find something that will work. Okay, tips for avoiding falls at home. Remove throw rugs. Like any extra carpets on the floor, those can trip a person with Parkinson's pretty quickly. Keep areas well lit. That's pretty important to do because when I'm off, that's when I have my most vision problems. And seeing in the partial dark when I'm off is very hard to do. So keeping everything well lit, using night lights in the hallways, will help a person with Parkinson's greatly. Install grab bars in the bathroom. Okay, there's the no-brainer. There's something that suddenly moved to the top of my list. Install handrails on all stairs. Okay, if someone's in a house and there's no handrails already, you should really get some. That is definitely a smart thing to do. And clear all the extra clutter out of your home. I think that's a pretty common sense idea to do. Avoid rolling chairs. Okay, don't tell my wife, don't tell Haley, but one time in the kitchen, I almost bit the big one, and I just managed to grab onto one of the front of the chairs, and it slid into the table, and that's what kept me from falling. Okay, tips on how to fall properly. Don't try to prevent the fall. Stay relaxed to prevent further injury. Okay, next time I fall, I will try and relax and enjoy it as much as possible. Oh my goodness. Bend your knees or crouch during the fall. Okay, yeah, I get that one. That does make sense. Because if you go down flat, it's going to hurt a little more, but if you kind of crouch and bend your knees, I can see the logic in that. Turn or twist your body if you can fall onto the outside of your lower leg first. Okay, that does make sense to me. Next one, if you can't twist your body, never try to catch yourself with your hands. You might break your wrists. Okay, that's something I've told my kids all the time. Instead, smack the ground with your hand to lessen the impact. I've also heard people say try to get a hand under your head so your head hits your hand when you hit the ground instead of your head hitting the ground. Just a little layer of protection. Roll onto your backside to allow the muscles to dissipate the energy and lower the impact. If you have any tips, let me know in the comments below. Thank you for continuing to take this journey together. Thank you for subscribing, liking, and sharing this channel with your friends and family. Please leave a question or a comment below. I'll see you on the next one. Have a good day. Goodbye.